Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope everybody's doing well. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a different video talking about some video games. That was what caught my interest today. So I wanted to talk about the Mario 3D All-Stars release that just came out for the Nintendo Switch. This will probably not be favorable for many people because people have quite a high opinion of Nintendo. I certainly love Nintendo. I always have. I've always had all of their systems since the Super Nintendo, quite literally. I've always had them. But I've not been quite positive about this release and about Nintendo in general, so I wanted to talk about that. As always, please feel free to disagree with me and let me know. I know people can be quite up in arms about Nintendo when it comes to things. I don't want to use, well, I'm going to say it, but the term fanboy, but people can be quite adamant defenders of them, so to speak. I don't, whatever. I just look at everything with a critical lens, regardless of not if I've been a fan of them for years. So they put out this triple pack, if you will, and it comes with Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Galaxy 1. Doesn't have Galaxy 2, which I thought was weird right off the bat. Like, maybe 3 sounds better than 4, but Galaxy 2 I think was better than Galaxy 1. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Not there, just Galaxy 1, whatever. And it's been getting pretty good reviews, which always happens. Nintendo stuff always gets good reviews. They get Nintendo points. You've probably heard people say that. Anytime something comes out, they get a little bit bump of a review score from, and I don't, that's a whole other video. I don't, fucking game journalists, man. I don't vibe with that. But anyways, this is a prime example to me of why Nintendo is just of everything I don't like about Nintendo, so to speak. Because they consistently put out very lazy releases. They consistently don't put the effort in. They consistently just do the bare minimum. And it works because it's Nintendo and they work on nostalgia. They work on brand recognition. And they know whatever they put out, if it has Mario or Zelda on it, it's probably going to sell really well. And they're not the only company that does this, of course. There's plenty of other companies. I mean, video games are kind of a mess with business practices and such. But Nintendo always, just something about them just irks me recently. Every game they put out really recently is like, you've probably heard this before too, is like they do 1 step forward and 2 steps backwards. Animal Crossing. Probably a sore spot for some because people love Animal Crossing. I don't hate the new Animal Crossing. I think it's fine. It just feels a little unfinished, and the way that they're kind of withholding a lot of content from it it rubbed me the wrong way. And I get that they're doing these updates to give people things to do. I totally understand that, but given their track record, it rubbed me the wrong way. This isn't about Animal Crossing, though. This is about Mario. So with this one, like I said, it encapsulates essentially how I feel about Nintendo, because you get the 3 games in their original states. And please correct me if I'm wrong, certainly. I think that Mario 64 runs at 60 frames, or it could be Galaxy. But Mario Sunshine doesn't run 60 frames. It runs 30 frames, and there are frame drops. And now I've done my research on this. I've looked up reviews, and I've gone on Reddit and seen what people have had to say, and you take that with a grain of salt. But, some people said, oh, it's fine for the most part when I'm speaking of Mario Sunshine specifically. It's fine. I've seen some frame drops and stuff. Not really had a problem. And I've seen other people say, yeah, it's fine, but I've seen a lot of frame drops in like Delfino Plaza and things like that, which if you don't know is the hub world in the game, essentially. And that might not seem like a big deal, but to me it's like, why are there fucking frame drops in a game that came out 20 years ago that you're releasing now in a collection? There shouldn't be any frame drops at all. In fact, the game should run at 60 frames per second. Now, I know 60 frames per second isn't the end all be all. Sometimes a solid 30 frames is fine, and I'm one of those people where if the frame rate is consistent, I'm generally okay. But the point is that there really shouldn't be a reason why these weren't running at a 60 frames per second frame rate, and that there shouldn't be a very consistent frame rate. There should be no frame drops. I mean, we could go into another discussion like is the Switch capable? Is it running a GameCube emulator? I don't know. These are questions that I have that I'm not sure of. Like, are they running emulators? Is it emulating it? Because certainly it's not. They didn't remaster this, and that's my second problem. Is that it's very easy to say like, why complain? We have Mario 64. We have Sunshine. We have Mario Galaxy on a Switch. We can play these games now handheld. You can sit on the toilet. You can lay in your bed and play these games. That's awesome. And I do like that. And I get that. But that's, again, their draw. That's their thing. They just say, fuck it, you'll buy it. I think that's really what their thing is. And it's like any other company really would probably remaster these games. We look back to the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, which was totally remastered from the ground up. And that certainly had its issues, for sure. Very frustrating at times. But I think that they did a pretty decent job with that. And the Spyro trilogy, I think, was done very well. And that was, again, totally remastered from the ground up. And those aren't the only two, but those are the two that come to mind. There are other remastered compilations and games and things like that that have been totally done from the ground up to give a new, fresh experience and to allow new people to play the game. And I think that those were done really well. None of that is done here. And I didn't expect them to. I didn't expect Nintendo to remaster the Mario games. And I know that there are people that would probably say, well, we shouldn't. We shouldn't remaster Mario 64. And I would agree and disagree. Like, yeah, it would be kind of weird if they remastered it because we'd have it's such a nostalgic, iconic game. It would be a little bit weird. So I don't know. That I don't know. I'm a little bit indifferent on. But certainly maybe a slight coat of polish, possibly akin to like Dark Souls Remastered, which I think that was actually quite lazy as well. But besides the point, like just not totally redoing the game from the ground up, but perhaps giving it a slight fresh coat of paint, having it run at 60 frames per second, updating it a little bit. Those are the kind of things I would expect, but not with Nintendo. I knew Nintendo wasn't going to do shit. I knew they were going to do the bare minimum and put these games out basically as they were. I knew that they probably weren't all going to run totally smooth, and I've heard some things specifically from Mario Galaxy, which we all know is done with a Wiimote and the nunchuck controller. Probably a little bit wonky, not the smoothest, refined sort of control. And yeah, I just didn't think they were going to do anything. And of course, they're charging $60. All the other remasters have been $40, if I'm mistaken. Again, please correct me, but again, I expected them to charge $60 because it's Nintendo. They'll charge full price for these games, $20 a piece, and fuck you, you'll buy it. And that's my thing. I think it's lazy. I just think it's lazy. That's my big thing. And it doesn't matter because I'm sure they've made their money back in this. Plenty of people are going to buy it. Plenty of people are going to say, oh my god, this is so awesome, I can play these games now on my Switch. And it's fine. They get their Nintendo points from reviews and things like that. And nothing changes because no one challenges them. Not to say that people haven't, of course, but the general consensus. So, you know, I know that Nintendo is a sore spot for some, like I've said. But I think it's important to be critical with these companies because as consumers, I think that we should demand that the products that we buy for $60 a pop, $60 is not cheap, even though that's how much games cost these days. $60 is still $60, right? And yeah, we have a right to complain about this. We have a right to demand that they're better. To demand, even at the very least, that they start to get their shit in gear and that they go into more of the modern consumer practices. Now, I know, again, this is kind of a cyclical sort of argument, but they're not going to do that. Everything they put out always has one improvement and two steps back, like I said. So I don't know. I'm not going to buy this because I'm just going to emulate these games. So whatever. I'm not shitting on you if you want to buy these games. I think that's fine if you want to do that. I just think it's important to be critical of them. And I am a bit cynical of Nintendo these days. I don't play my Switch too much anymore. Obviously, I have games that I really think are great on it, and I still play. But any time I look to video games these days, Nintendo, I'm always looking immediately with a cynical eye. I just don't see things. I don't know. I think you got what my point is. Sorry, this is a bit long-winded, but I've been wanting to make a video like this for a while. Whatever. I hope everybody's well. Again, I'm sorry I come across cynical. I'm actually having quite a good day. It always gets me up in arms with this stuff. But whatever. I hope everybody's having a great day and staying safe and very healthy. I hope everybody's healthy for sure and able to work and things like that. Probably not in a lot of places, but whatever. Anyways, have a great day and peace be with you.